What's up, guys? It's another episode of BollyFools. My name is Salman Raja.
Ravi.
Sorry.
Let's do that again. You don't have to do full names.
Yeah. Hey, what? Hey, what is up, guys? Another episode of BollyFools. My name is Salman Raja, alongside with my good friend Ravi Patel. How's it going, Ravi?
Yeah, all good, man. All good.
So we've got an issue that you really want to discuss, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well-
We've just seen the trailer for Bajrangi Bhaijaan.
That's actually a really good way. I didn't know that you were going to pull it off there.
Check me out, man.
Right.
Check me out.
I can't do it. Bangrangi All right. Okay, give up.
So look, we just checked out the trailer, right? It's Salman Khan's new film coming out July this year. I gotta say, for the first time, trailer was pretty hot. Film looks pretty good. Now, I used to be a huge fan back in the day. And in the last couple of months, we all know there's been a bit of drama. All the court case, the alleged manslaughter, murder, that whole
ongoing
thing. So I wanted to get with you, someone who loves Bollywood, to talk about it, to really sort of understand, what happened, and is it right that this film's coming out? Is it right that he's being celebrated as a superstar?
Let's just get into it. Right. So, 2002, there was a hit and run, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, if we've got it wrong, just clear us up with the information. But my understanding, it was a hit and run.
Yeah.
This court case has been going on for some time. The driver apparently wanted to take responsibility for it. We found out that it wasn't the driver who was driving the vehicle. It was actually Salman Khan. He had just come back from a party, slightly a bit boozed up, bit tipsy, and he killed someone.
So look, right, let's just look at that alone, right? And this is a cultural thing. You've got a really famous actor, multi-millionaire, loved by pretty much everybody in India for all of his films, good and bad.
Yeah.
And you've got a situation where there's an innocent person who's lost their lives. And let's just take what you just said there, right? The driver, right, was willing to take the fall. Now, nobody knows the lockdown facts here. We can talk about the conviction and things in a minute, but the driver was willing to take the fall, yeah? And let's be honest, there was probably a conversation that went on which said, hey, look, you take this, and I'll look after your family, I'll look after your people. Now that's one side of it.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself is kind of sad.
Hey, absolutely, it's sad. If that is what happened, again, we don't know that is the case. But if it did go down like that, yeah, it's pretty sad. Somebody else taking the rap for someone else's mistake. Absolutely. And especially a mistake such as a hit and run, that's pretty messed up. And murder.
Yeah. Right? The other thing is, if that was 2002, so 13 years ago, right? And we had a conviction, last month? Month before?
Yep. I believe it was what the we're talking about.
When he got sentenced,
right?
A couple of months ago. And like, sorry, a couple of months ago, what am I talking about? It was about 4 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4 weeks ago.
It was about 4 weeks ago, yeah. So, you've got a situation where Salman Khan's been sentenced 4 weeks ago. You think he's going to spend, months, if not years, in jail for manslaughter, if not murder. And now he's out. He's out on a suspended sentence.
Yep.
He's free to roam the streets. And if you just look at what happened, you've got a family who's lost someone that, they've loved dearly, they cared about, was lost through no fault of their own. And you've got people in the streets protesting the fact that Salman Khan was convicted. And then he gets released on a suspended sentence.
But let's actually break it down. Just recently, now we're huge UFC fans, MMA fans. So recently, guys, if you don't know, John Jones, a light heavyweight champion, he was anyway, just recently got into a hit and run. His title was suspended, and he's got a court case coming up.
Yeah. And his situation was just as crazy. He crashed into a lady. She was pregnant. He then ran from the car, ran back to the car to pick up a wad of cash, just to run away again. Again, someone really famous, someone who's top of the world, has anything they want, and basically incredibly reckless, again, drunk, just knowing that because of the fame and the fortune, they can get away with things like this. They can behave outside the spectrum of what you guys have to behave like every day, what we have to behave like every day. It's sad that that's the case. I think it's even sadder In the case of John Jones, nobody's really come to his defense. You know, he's going through the process. In the case of Salman Khan, you had hundreds of thousands of people jumping up and down saying this guy should not be in jail just because he's an actor.
The way I see it is, it is pretty messed up, and you've got to use my words wisely here. Personally, I think that if you're convicted of a crime and there's enough evidence supporting it, then regardless of how big you are, you should go through that process. You know, if there's manslaughter involved or anything else like that, you need to be punished. As far as I'm concerned, again, there's ongoing stuff. Information is still coming out. Again, you know, and it may sound like I'm defending Salman Khan, but I'm not. I'm not a massive fan of his. But at the same time, there's ongoing information that's still coming out. So hopefully this should be resolved in the next couple of weeks, maybe next couple of months. I hope not a next couple of years, because if that is the case, then I think that is a serious injustice when it comes down to the people that lost their son, their grandson, you know, a member of their family.
I just want to say this last point, right? There's something to be said about somebody who does something wrong and then has remorse about it. They feel bad. They regret what they did or didn't do, and they have remorse. And that's the most important thing with situations like this. There's a piece of news breaking right now about the fact that Salman Khan was at a press conference for Being Human's first store in Mumbai, and he made a joke about being in jail. I don't know the ins and outs of that.
Oh really? I wasn't aware of this. Okay.
This piece of news that just came out yesterday. It's kind of breaking because of the time zones and what have you. It's breaking now in the UK. But yeah, he apparently made a joke about being in jail during his press conference, which he's being paid for by a brand to open a new store. And I think that probably says it all about how seriously he takes what happened. Now look, I don't know the guy. You guys don't know the guy. We know who he is on screen. We know who he is off screen when he's doing interviews and what have you. Nobody knows him personally, but it's things like that that make me sometimes think, just, you know, it's disappointing.
Sure. I know we're kind of going on a bit, guys, but there is something to be said about people that come into fame. Sometimes, not everyone, but a lot of people, their heads in their cloud, their egos become so high that they're not willing to accept any form of responsibility. And if Salman Khan did hit this person and you know, did run him over, and if this was the case, then sure, absolutely. I think Salman Khan needs to step up, and this is the other thing, needs to step up and address his fans. I personally think, as I know that you're a bit of a fan,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
You grew up with his films, but would just step up and just take the rap for it if this is the case. And I personally also think that you will respect him more, for doing that. Whether what he did was right or wrong, forget about that, but just for stepping up and just putting his hand up and just saying, yeah, this is what I did and I'll take full responsibility for it.
Look guys, you know, you've heard our thoughts. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit us up in the comments and, you know, just be honest. Tell us what you think. On a positive note, to close out this video, Bajrangi Bhaijaan has just crossed the 2 million hits on YouTube. You can check out our thoughts on the trailer. You can check out our reactions. If you check the link below.
And there's nothing else like this.
Check out the link below, you'll see our reaction. It's a hot off the press, first time reaction to the trailer. So we hope you like it.
It's another edition of BollyFools. Guys, take care. Peace out from Salem.
We'll see you soon.